And we're off. Anybody joining in? You're all very welcome to Ramble Pod number 44 for the 2nd of April 2019. Or as Patreons will be watching this live, it's the 1st of April. Yeah, genuinely. I know people get... has the fucking crack gone out of the 1st of April, has it? I think it has. Yeah, that's... Oh, and it's working. And thanks to Colm O'Mahony. He no relation, but he messaged last week or during the week to tell me that it is actually working. So people can actually see me now. This is fantastic. Dog, Jesus Christ, dog. I know sooner start the podcast, you're like, I want some of that. I want the dog's getting a fucking haircut tomorrow. I tell you one thing, it's a fantastic fucking, what would you call it? I suppose a fantastic service. Your man calls to the house with a van. How good is that? You don't have to traipse anywhere. Dog groomer comes over. Because I'm not attacking the fucking thing myself. Like, I can only make a bollocks of it. So yeah, gonna let the dog. Thank you very much for tuning in. If it's your first time, hit subscribe. This thing goes on twice a week, sometimes even 3 a week. I think we had 3 nearly last week, had we? We had with Dwayne Dugan. We did. We had another Ramble Pod, and we had Suzanne Kane on Friday. So yeah, that was 3 last week. You lucky bastards. Now sit down there, dog, will you? This is the thing. Like she hadn't budged for the last 20 minutes, half an hour, and all of a sudden the fucking dog is over. Anyway, how are you keeping? Are you good? Had you a good weekend? Is the head's all right? Fucking clock's going forward, man. That's a harsh one, isn't it? Are we doing away with that shit? I think we are to do away with that shit eventually, aren't we? I think we are. It's because I think Fiji or someplace don't bother to hold with it. 1 second, I need to plug in these headphones properly. Excuse me. That's more like it. I can hear myself properly. Yeah, I think we're doing away with that shit. It's fucking rough, like, isn't it? Because whatever about the extra hour in bed, just the fucking when they pulled one from under you, you get up and it's like, yeah, sorry, chief, it's actually 9 o'clock. But it feels like fucking shit. Yeah. Dog, now you're really not helping. Seriously, you've been good the last few weeks. Now all of a sudden you're give it a rest. No, give it a rest. Down to fuck with you. Don't look at me like that. Look, we'll go for a walk after this, okay? We'll go for a walk after this. Good dog. Anyway, thank you very much to the Patreons. The new microphones arrived. So we've gone for the sure ones. Fuck it. On advices from everybody really that's in the know. They just said, fuck it, Tom, you're at nothing. You're at nothing with it if you're, you know. Because like that, you can have the good ones or you can get the shit ones. I started with kind of shitty ones because I hadn't a clue what the fuck I was doing. But it's fairly clear when you go ahead and you have decent fucking microphones already doing it. Sure, half the work is done for you. There's no tidying it up or nothing. You can't go too far wrong when you're using the sure ones. Because you see, normally you'd get like microphones that'd be, what do they call them? Fucking condenser ones that you'd have at home if you have a treated room or whatever. But if you have, if you're on the road like I am, I could be interviewing somebody in the car, as you saw. You just have to get the fucking better yokes. The dynamic ones, or the dynamic ones are the ones you need. You can't have the condenser ones when you're out on the road. So I'm told these are the ones to get. So improvements all around. This is fantastic. Your ears are going to be getting even nicer sounds with all the interviews. Coming along. Good stuff. Yeah, but again, thank you very much to the Patreons. You will be getting, obviously, this is one part of the little taster. You're getting this live. And also, I'll post it. You'll get early release of this as well. If you don't get a chance to watch it live, you'll get the early release of it. You'll get it the day beforehand. Same with the other one at the end of the week, the actual bookshop, the interview. You get it a tad earlier than everybody else. And also, if you're new to Patreon, there's the whole back catalogue of the Tom and Jerry show up there. Yeah. Tom and Jerry show. If you haven't heard of it before, it's all down now. So it's there's only really... That's the only place you can get it. It's myself and Waterford Whispers writer Jerry McBride, 18 episodes of it. Of us just fucking giving out like a couple of Alexes. So, gigs this week coming up. I'm in tonight for the Patreons that will be hearing this, or last night I do hear it. I'm in Kyo's Comedy Club. Never played there before. Looking forward to it. This Thursday I'm in the Laughter Loft, it's called. I'm in Derry on this Thursday night, Thursday the 4th. Then on the 5th, Friday, I'll be in the International Comedy Club, 2 shows. And Saturday night, I'll be in the International Comedy Club, 2 shows. And I'll be popping over to Chaplin's Bar to do a short set as well. So that's where you can get me between now and next week, I suppose. Is that it? Is that it? Is there? No, there's no. I can tell you more after that. Anyway, and if you do want to have a look at any gigs that are coming up down the line, just go to tomomahaney.com/gigs. The link is in the show notes as well. So if you have a gander at it and see if I'm coming to a town near you. Where was I last week? Where was I? Oh, I was in the Woolshed. That was lovely. It's always lovely at the Woolshed. There's just because I like Joe that runs it. Keith Fox was there as well. Got to hang out with Keith Fox. It's a good crack. There's good, like there's always a very varied crowd. A very varied crowd. It's the only club I've ever seen where people actually go by themselves. I don't know, was it a Parnell Street thing, but there was a couple of people in there just by themselves at the comedy club, which is grand. It's just strange to see it. Got chatting to a couple of people. You could see a few people that were there were really new to Ireland. They hadn't a fucking clue what was going on. It was free in, so they were just happy to be there. Just happy to be there and eating some chicken wings and stuff. They were just happy out. Where was it? Oh, Tuesday night I was down in Limerick with Eric Lawler. Good old posse showed up, even though Ireland were playing soccer at the time. Apparently I think they were playing Croatia or something. Was it Croatia? Georgia? I don't know. Anyway, but I saw one clip of it while Eric was on stage, and a fella got hit and just brushed off of, and he went down like he'd been shot, like a fucking cow in a slaughterhouse. It was unbelievable. He went down like he'd been fucking shot. So that 3 seconds I watched of that I was glad I was out doing comedy, to be honest with you. It was a great crowd. It's just a smashing venue. We're back there again with friends of the podcast, both Jim Elliott and Joanne McNally. We're back there next month. So if you're a Limerick person listening to this, that's what day is that? That'll be the 30th. So it's the last Tuesday. Yeah. So you're in for a treat on that one anyway. Where was I after that? Jesus Christ almighty. The old age is terrible, lads, isn't it? Where was I after that? I was in, do you know what? Another new comedy club. Wednesday night, downstairs in the Chelsea drugstore. I was it's relatively new to me anyway. It's Riff Raff is the name of it. It's run by a couple of lads, a couple of sound lads. Michael Rice being one of them. I think Brian Gallagher, and a couple of other lads are run it. Gee, sorry, I'm burping into the microphone here and everything. But what a joy. It was just a warm blanket of a gig. You know what I mean? Because you don't know what to expect. I had a good idea it was going to be nice because the lads are all nice people, like. But it was fucking lovely. It was just lovely. Good view. It was the first time actually I had Michael had said to me, now normally it's just, here's Tom, there's Tom as he goes. But he'd said to me, do you want me to say anything? Do you want me to? I said, you know what? Mention the podcast for the crack when I'm gone. So a load of people started subscribing. So I'm gonna say it more. Why not? I have a public forum now. I may as well fucking actually say it. So it was great. It was just a lovely, lovely gig. People were on it. You know what I mean? You could say whatever you wanted. Nobody was too precious. It was a room full of foreign people, but to be fair, Michael was very good. He got everybody on board, and there was a good varied lineup that night. A couple of new acts that I hadn't seen before. There's another chap. What's his fucking name? I'm ashamed of myself for not remembering. Anyway, you can't go wrong. It would seem you can't go wrong with Dublin comedy clubs at the minute. You can't go wrong with Irish comedy clubs at the minute. They're fucking really, the standard is kept really, really high. It's fucking class to see it. And just like I got in early because I knew I didn't know everybody. I was out in the car actually as well beforehand doing the What's the Story podcast. A lot of people that listen to this probably listen to the lads at the What's the Story podcast, and it's great. Both the lads have been on. The hosts of this one have both have been on my podcast, and it's it was good having the two boys just back with the two boys. But the only way I could do it, because Graham kept on saying, because the lads Skype their podcast now, because Danny lives down the country in Portlaoise. He would have been on early January just after Panto, and Graham was on late last year, separately, the two boys. But I had the only way to do it then was Skype, and I'd quite literally they only recorded like Wednesday nights or Thursday nights, and when I looked at it, my next fucking, I just couldn't do it. I said, lads, I'm out gigging every Wednesday and Thursday for the next like 6 weeks or something. And Graham was like, fuck it, right. Next thing I thought, you know what, I'll just fucking bring the laptop with me in the car. And it was so fucking weird. I sat there for an hour just off of South George Street. And because it's as dark as a bag, like I had to bring a torch with me to actually light up my face. I'm there Skyping, like anybody walking past me would go, what the fuck is this fella doing? But then the light conked out, like the battery ran out, the fucking light like halfway through it. But so the lads really were just talking to me in darkness. But it made, they should actually put up the footage because it's so bizarre. Like Graham is in his room, Jenny's in his room, and I'm sitting in a fucking car, and so, just fucking like a pervert sitting there, just fucking. There's no fucking good way to look at that situation. But I actually really enjoyed the podcast where I finished. Like I didn't know how it would work because the last time we did one, they were both lived in Ballybrack, and we did it up in Killiney Castle. And it was nice, like, you know what I mean? They had a nice little room, boardroom and everything. And, you know, it was interactive. So it was at times, it was kind of difficult to go, when do we jump in here? Because there's a bit of a delay and you're talking over each other a bit. But I actually just listened to it back this morning, and it's grand. It's absolutely grand. It sounds like we're having good crack, which we were having good fucking crack. So give that a listen. If you don't listen to the lads, WTS Pod on Twitter, you'll find, and then just follow the links through on that. I would have retweeted. Fuck me. This the dog again. Up, just fucking headbutting my leg. Do you want to come up? Do you want to come up? There's Patreons looking. Man up. Man to fuck. Man to fuck. There you go. Yeah. There you go, dog. You're on the podcast. What do you think? Huh? Yeah. That is. This is absolutely making shit podcast, isn't it? This is shit radio if I've ever heard it. Huh? Now, dog, you kind of smell a small bit, but fuck that. I'm going to leave that to the professional tomorrow because he's getting paid to wash it. Yeah, do it on you. The WTS Pod. Yeah, I retweeted it today, and I think was it Twitter? Yeah, it was Twitter. I retweeted it for sure. So follow that one if you want. The lads always have like just a mad variance of guests, like everything from journalists to sports people to the likes of me. And they're just two of the like nicest fellas you can actually talk to or listen to. They're just sound, you know what I mean? So you can't really go fucking wrong, you know what I mean? It's very, it was a very enjoyable podcast. Then Friday night I was on, I didn't know what was going on. I was asked to guest present or guest host the night show with Cormac Moore, again, friend of the podcast. It's fucking getting this way, isn't it? Just so incestuous. All of us are just fucking working with each other and doing shit with each other. So it's guest hosting on FM 104. And it was a good bit of crack. It was actually way better than I thought because I'd been in and I'd done a guest one before, but it was like, it just seemed to be like 2 hour periods seemed to be like 5 minutes of actual talking. Then the rest was all just ads, just continuous fucking ads and music. So it was a pile of bollocks really. Like, you know, it wasn't a pile of bollocks. I was happy to do it. But at the same time, it's like, you don't get, you know, you're so shackled. Like, but the next thing I was on this one and it was great crack. They set up himself and Saoirse, who's producing the show with him, but she's like, you know, co-host as well. They set up a great idea, a fake Instagram account as a woman, right? This woman doesn't exist. It's a face. There's actually a website you can go to, which is kind of creepy. You can go to, it's called like this person doesn't exist.com, and they'll just generate, every time you go onto it, it just generates a new face from millions of faces they've scanned. They put together that just basically whatever algorithm. It won't be far off. It won't be far off. And it'll look like somebody you probably know or could meet anywhere. Like they just look normal. But there's tiny, tiny changes to say that this has never happened in nature before. You know, it never happened. This person has never been born before with this exact algorithm of facial expressions and stuff like that. And yeah, he created, because the chat was that men are creepy. Not all men are creepy, but some men are creepy. And I suppose you wouldn't have a concept of it when you're not a woman. But just went on Tinder and, you know, and it just went straight to Creepy Town. And they started up an Instagram, whatchamacallit as well. And during the show, like lads were messaging the show phone basically. And it was just unbelievable, like the creepy shit. I think you can listen back to it actually. I do think they make a podcast of it. So FM 104, it would have been last Friday night's, and it was great. And a chap on, he was the happiest bloke I've ever met or ever come across. He was on, they had created a record of something like 30,000. I don't know what these things are, right? But rolled ice cream. Does anybody know what that is? It sounds fancy as fuck. The whole way through this interview with your man, he did guys from Guinness records over from Italy or whatever. And they counted and they didn't hit the target they were so they didn't get into the book. But there had been no target. Then they just went, make 40,000 in one day of these rolled ice creams. And they did. Well, no, they made 32,000 or whatever. But because it wasn't a target, they just don't go into into the record books. But there is no other record. Nobody's ever come close to that before. So they have, while they have set a record, they didn't hit the mark that Guinness were happy with. So, but your man was the chirpiest fella. But the whole way through it, I'm like, what the fuck? Do you know what is? Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna see what a fucking rolled ice cream is. Rolled ice cream. Let's see here now. Fucking rolled ice cream. There it is. Okay. Fuck off, Google. Okay, so it looks like it's on a crepe. Let's look at a fucking video of it here. Let me turn it down. Don't worry. Don't worry. I won't blow the fucking heads off you with this shit. Oh, fuck off. So it looks like it's on a crepe of some sort. There's well-knowledgeable people, people listening to this right now. It's a rolled ice cream. Ice cream rolls has a fucking... It's got 11.5 million views. Where the fuck? How have I gone through? So, okay, so they pour out a batter. Is that ice cream? Oh, it looks like creamy stuff, right? So I'm guessing that's ice cream. Fucked a big brownie into the middle of it. 2 paint scrapers now, and your man is just smashing away at the brownie inside in the middle of the ice cream. They chop it all together. It's on a metal plate. Oh, so it is ice cream, right? So they chop, mix it all together. Now what happens? So you flatten it down. It's like flattening the shit out of it, like you're on grouting tiles, right? Okay, flatten the whole thing into kind of a circular shape. He's trimming the edges. What are we going to do now? Fuck right. How have I gone my whole life without this? Now he's just peeling it off into rolls. Oh, lads. How have I gone my whole life without this? Oh, my Jesus. Oh, my Jesus Christ. I'm getting some of this. Wasn't it? Do you know what? I'm going to find out the name of that lad. Hold on 1 second. Arctic Stone. There you go. Where's he got it? Where is he? Because he was the most enthusiastic, young, chirpy entrepreneur you've ever heard. Like, you know what I mean? You couldn't feel bad for, oh, for fuck's sake, their website, lads, is unreal. I'm not being in any way sponsored by this, but I'm definitely getting my hole over here. Arctic Stone, great name. I've seen it, Love and Dublin. Let's see what they're for. Where are they? Where are you? Where are you, lads? Come on. Blackrock Market, Thursday through to Sunday. People's Park, Dunleary. Jesus Christ, good on you. That's fantastic. Well done. Menu. Let's see. Is the lad's name there? Inspired and popular hand-rolled ice cream. Be chirpy heading that lad. Method from Thailand. It began to appear in the streets of Bangkok 4 years. Quailon. That was the lad's name, Quailon. Yeah, you know it. Like, I mean, whilst traveling, you know, Quailon was doing a year out. This is awesome. He was definitely, like, he's got the head of a posh lad as well. But you know what? Fair fucking play to him, posh or not posh, doesn't make a blind bit of difference. He's after winning all sorts of awards. He's after setting up these fucking, it looks like it's moving, like, you know what I mean? Just like actually have a shop of it. Maybe he does. Maybe he does. But I can tell you one thing. I'm getting that. These look unreal. Oh my God. These looks fucking unreal. Oh, good lad. Berry necessities. Well, lads, this Kinder Bueno. I was never stuck into this. I'm not, can't look anymore. Jesus Christ, I'm getting hungry just looking at that. So Arctic Stone. So that was he was on the radio basically, and the lads have just asking him, you know, how did you get on? Because we were talking with you last week, and they made 32,000 or something with these things. And there was kind of the lads were going, oh fuck, so they didn't actually give you the award. And we're like, no. I said, fuck that. And FM 104 come up with an award. So he's going in this Friday apparently. So Cormac was like, yeah, Jesus, you know what? Let's make you up an award. You want to come in, big presentation. So he's getting himself a tux, and Quailon chap is on into him. Fair play to him. Fucking delighted to hear that. What else went on? Oh, I was judging a thing on Saturday night with a couple of folks from Fair City. Been a week of Fair City between Eric Lawler, Dave O'Sullivan, and Aisling O'Neill. They're both kind of long-standing people in Fair City, over in City West of all places. So it was good. It was good all crack. Now it was enjoyable, but spent the day in and out trying to fucking watch rugby. Jesus Christ! So I got to sign up to Rugby Pass because I was with Sky Sports or whatever, and then rugby starts going to BT Sports, and I'm like, for the love of fuck! So I went to sign up to Rugby Pass. It's this thing that's all encompassing for all rugby. So it's like a dollar a month. I thought, sure, this is fucking cheap as chips. I'll get this. You can stream live matches. So I go to watch the month's match after signing up to this thing. I go to watch the Munster match, next thing it's not available in your region. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, it's where I was in fucking Thailand. I messaged them, what's the fucking crack? Because apparently this is a thing that come up. Send your IP address. So I sent off the IP address to this live chat. One comes back, yeah, it's not available in your region. So the Munster match isn't available in Ireland. It's like, yeah, I'm sorry. There might be audio. Actually, let me check. No, there's no audio for it. It will never be available. So it's like, okay, you can fucking cancel that for me. So I was like, Jesus Christ almighty, why advertise it? Why, anyway, that was my trials and tribulations of that situation. But it was a good weekend for rugby if you weren't an Ulster fan or a Connacht fan. The Munster match, yeah, people were kind of going, oh, they're not, were they really deserving? Of course, they fucking won. They won it. They scored more tries than the other team. There you go. So, of course, they did. People go, oh, geez, they need to step up their attacking play. You're like, what the fuck else can you do? 2-1 in tries. What the fuck else can you do? But that's kind of what you get from the naysayers or whatever. It's like, yeah, you know what? I don't know if they even deserved it. Like, very negative style of rugby. Yeah, they beat the living bollocks out of them with tackles. And then when they fucking opened them up with a second try, they were going to find any fucking excuse they could anyway. I mean, yeah, and it is mostly, D4 style presentations of this thing. But like I said, this isn't a sports podcast. Let's move on. What else was it? Oh yeah, herself did up. We like we were saying, we didn't know how to tell. Like obviously, I told my podcast listeners that we're expecting a child or whatever, but Natasha did up a kind of a presentation like nothing you've ever seen for a photo op. It's very funny, but very cool. It's kind of like a little baby grow with like Game of Thrones kind of style thing, and have a look at it. It's up on my Instagram, Tom O'Mahony Comedy, and it is a well staged picture, and the announcement is there. Whatever, I put it up. But Joe.ie picked up on it, and it reposted it today. It seems to be quite a popular thing. You never know. Herself might get a job doing those kind of things. It looks good. It looks good. I liked it. It's very, very funky. But it was a way cooler way of going, here's a picture of her skin. Like, not to look, you're each to their fucking own, like, but, from our point of view, it's a bit on the hack side if you haven't come up, because we're both kind of, I suppose I'm creative in things. She's very much more creative than I am in arty and whatnot, but I suppose I do create shit, whether it be, now, let me just see. I need to open this Hangout. Yeah, I'm doing that right. Am I doing that right? I am. Second. Sorry, lads. This is good stuff. Good stuff. A couple of people watching. Good on you. Right. What the fuck else what did I want to talk to you about? Oh, we went for an unreal breakfast. Unreal. Now, the puddings, we talked about the puddings the last day, and we got the tip off. I think I said the name of the hotel somewhere, Northern Ireland. Got the tip off. Apparently, the puddings have been confirmed by other people that they're unfucking real. Break we got it the weekend. We were in Ashford, in Wicklow. Went to Avoca in Ashford. Bit on the pricey side. A lot of fucking, but you know what I mean? Like, it isn't, like, yeah, it is a bit in the price side, but fuck me, it was way too big for starters. Jesus Christ, the breakfasts were massive altogether. But the pudding, I sent the pudding back. Pudding was unreal, but it had a soggy arse on it. Now, I know this sounds weird, right? But if you have your disco pudding, right, and it's nice and crunchy across the top. It's got a nice crisp to the top, but it was sitting because there was fucking scrambled eggs put down beside it. Of course, the runoff from the scrambled eggs, fucking soggy bottom pudding. And I couldn't be dealing with it. I had to send it back. Sent the two of them back. I said, look, is everything all right for you, lads? Okay, the two of us aren't lads, but thanks very much. No, missus, everything is all right. Almost everything is all right. But see them puddings, soggy as fuck. Could you throw them back in the pan? And she did. She did, no problem. A lot of wankers in there that morning, I have to say. It was nice. You know what I mean? The grub was nice. The surroundings were nice. But a lot of weird looking kind of wankers. It was a whole family. See, this is the thing. It's a whole family beside us. Like, and it was like they were all fucking didn't know each other. That ridiculously weird kind of look that some ridiculously posh people get. You know, that weird look. Eyes are too far apart and stuff like that. The whole family had that. Like, but it was weird. Like, the old man was sitting there and he's just kind of looking strangely at his own children, who were all like from the age of like 12 up to like 15, 16. It's just, and they were weirdly staring at us because we were all laughing. You know what I mean? At the price of the fucking breakfast. I say that it was like 15 quid or whatever, but you could tell, like, the father then was trying to make small talk with his child, his young fella. He's like, so, how was his away in school? Like, you're going, oh, right, he's away in fucking boarding school. That's the thing I can't wrap my fucking head around, is fucking boarding school. Why the fuck would you have children if all you want to do is send them away? Why have them? I don't get it. Actually, there's a boarding school up the road from us here. It's an English school. I'm guessing it's for foreign lads to learn English and whatever. But I drove in there just out of nosiness, just to see the building, fucking class building or whatever. But there was just this handful of young fellas just kicking a ball around. Sadly, they look sad kicking a ball around in midday on a Saturday. These lads just kicking a ball around in a park alongside the school. And you're kind of going, what the fuck? These young fellas should be off playing with a team or working on a Saturday. Like, it's just weird. I don't get why you would have children to send them away and see them like once in a fucking blue moon. What's the actual fucking point? Because you could see the results of it the other morning. These fucking, just the weirdness between the whole family. Like, I don't know. It was an odd one, but it was on my advice. I will say, I've got one more Saturday morning that between now and like 8 more fucking Saturdays, I'm just gone. So I have one more Saturday morning. We're going to chance the place again, but not get the same size breakfast. Going to try something different. But the moral of the story is, don't be frightened to send back the pudding if they've got a soggy arse. Just say it. Just say it. That will be the title of today's podcast. Soggy arse puddings. That could be a great name for a band, wouldn't it? The Soggy Arse Puddings. Fuck it. I think that would be a good name, wouldn't it? It would be. I like that. I was asked. I know this. It's been talked to fucking death, and I don't think I've got any worldly fucking knowledge on the whole thing. But I was asked. I did get a question in last week, but it was I missed. What's the chap's name? I wrote it down here, but I cannot find her name. But I have I got asked a question of what I reckoned about transgender sports athletes or athletes in transgender. Like, there's been loads. When I looked it up, it was like, oh fuck, there's been loads, right? Of going both ways. Like, you know what I mean? Women crossing over to men, getting into sports and stuff, and vice versa. But I'd no problem with it. Whatever the fuck, like, but when it's into contact sports and you're going from a man to a woman, like, there's a woman there, Jesus Christ, I had it up. She was playing Aussie rules, and she's been banned from playing Aussie rules. Like, granted, yeah, she's a woman and all the rest, but fuck me, she's built like fucking Thor. The shoulders on her, like, you're going, here. You can't be smashing into women, like, because if you've been growing with testosterone for 30 fucking years, and just a couple of years you start taking estrogen, it ain't not going to do shit. Apparently, actually, estrogen is really good for retaining bone density. So, in fact, you're going to stay strong. Like, you know what I mean? And then there's this one, what's her fucking name? Something Fox. She's gone over into MMA. Nah, not a fucking hope. Look, the reality is, like, fair enough if it's going to be athletics or cycling or tennis or whatever. Yeah, there's a bit of an unfairness there when it comes. But, like, there's nothing, you can say, okay, there possibly could be a bit of, unfairness there with strength and all the rest of it. Like, you see a lot of golfers. This happened a few times. A good few pro golfers that were men, and now have become women, and they've got these unbelievable drives because you're driving from the women's tee boxes, which are, they're good. Like, they're going to be you've the pro tee area, then you've the men's, and then you've women's, and then there might be another one down below, like fucking senior citizens or whatever. Like, but there's if you're it's always going to be forward. So if you've got a man who's been cracking fucking balls from the men's tee box 20 yards back, 30 yards back, and now he gets to step down. Of course he's going to have it. But so what? You know what I mean? Nobody's going to suffer really as a result of it. Might end up being a bit unfair, but it's the fucking fighting stuff. Like, you're getting these monsters. Like, because there's just no two ways about it. It's not just physical strength. It's reaction time, bone density, just the size of hands, the size of shoulders and back muscles. Like, you can't send that stuff backwards. Like, if somebody's and men just react differently to weights mostly. Like, some women, all right, you get monsters women, but no, you can't have it. It's off the books. Sorry. You can do whatever other sports, but you can't do fucking contact sports against other women when you've switched over. You just can't. You can't. It's too dangerous on women. Holy fuck, like, I mean, I'm out of shape, but even still, like, if I just decided in the morning, just go fucking, I'd probably still get my hole kicked. But you know what I mean? Like, what if some fucking beast, what if fucking, Do you know what I mean? What if fucking CJ Stander wanted to be a woman tomorrow? Like, do you know, you're going to let him play in the women's league? Like he hurts men. He fucking hurts large men when he runs at him. What are you going to fucking do if Christina fucking Stander comes running at you? It's going to fucking demolish you. Like it's, you know, so there is the argument. Would you let CJ Stander decide, if he decided to become a woman, would you let him play in women's rugby? You couldn't. You couldn't. He's been demolishing people for fucking 20 years in men's rugby. So, no. What the fuck would he do to a poor woman? No matter how strong she is, it'll never match up. Like, so, no. I'm afraid not. That's nearly all we have time for, lads. There was one more thing that got me quite happy. They have actually, there's nothing funnier than Scottish people's accents. There isn't really. I mean, I know they laugh at ours and all the rest, but even Scottish people know. They know, like the real fucking, the stuff you can barely understand. But it's, yeah, a bunch of them, like rude Scottish words have been added to the Oxford English Dictionary, have been allowed in. Yeah. The new editions among 650 new words. Let's see what's in there. Scottish insult describing someone as, bobag. Bobag. Slang for ballbag is one of our 650 words, senses and subcenteries added to the famous compendium. So, ball bag, the scrotum of ball bag. What else has gone in there? A tube, also spelled tube, C-H-O-O-B, is a stupid or contemptible person or idiot, and a frequently used to disparaging form of address. So, you fucking tube. Okay, cool. Rooster means obnoxious, annoying. A roaster. What is a roaster? Just sounds better, doesn't it, in the Scottish accent? Just a roaster. Obnoxious, annoying, or otherwise objectionable person. An idiot. Right. Okay. And that's a sprag. Never heard that one. Is not dissimilar, meaning a person with an arrogant swagger, manner, a boaster, or a braggart. There's also boffing, which means foul smelling, and a fantouche, meaning fancy. Fantouche, it is showy or flashy. It is often used disparagingly, implying ostentation or pretentiousness. Lovely. What else we got? Gidgy. Gidgy means person's mouth. Used to tell someone, shut your gidgy. Never heard that. Never. Any Scottish people listen, hook me up, because I've never heard that. Root means swindled or fleeced. Root. Okay. Bidian. Abidian. Someone's cohabitating partner. Somebody's cohabitating partner, also knew as is jotter, which means to get one's jotters and be dismissed from work. All right, okay. Here. Lords. Oh, okay, this is, and for dog lovers, there is a dorgie, a cross between a dachshund and a corgi, and a puggle. A pug and a beagle cross. Okay, that's got nothing to do with away from Scotland. Okay, that's not gotten into the what we call it at all. Oh, right, away from Scotland, more universal editions include here and zir, which are used to alternative pronouns for him, his, and her. Okay, that's crossing back over to the gender fluid kind of side of things. I'm steering fucking clear of that shit because that has no interest in me whatsoever. Right. That is the end of the podcast. That is, please hit subscribe, lads. Hit subscribe, share, and rate. Rate is very important. If you do get a chance, and I don't want to be bothering the shit out of you, but do give it a rating if you can on whatever podcast app you're listening to, because it lets more people see it then, which makes it easier all around. We get more patrons, we get more money thrown at this thing. It improves. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. If you do fancy throwing a few dollars at the Patreon, or if you want to buy yourself some merch with my fucking head on it, or not my head, just some other logo stuff, go to Tom O'Mahony or T-Public, do you know what, / Tom O'Mahony Buckshot. But like that, I'll put the link in the show notes so you can dig through, have again, there's some of the bits, some nice stuff there. It all goes towards the old podcast anyway. Right, you have a lovely, lovely week, and I'll see you back on Friday. Good luck and thanks. Good luck.